Hello and welcome to this slightly different video. This is going to be one of our kind of weekly vlog videos, and I thought I would give you guys a real world tour of a small business. Now, a couple of kind of disclaimers here. I could have ran around our office and tidied the place up and made it pristine and fully cleaned it, but as I'm sure for those of you that subscribe to the channel, and if you don't, why not? Please do subscribe. You will know I'm always honest. I don't fluff things up. I don't pretend things are one thing when they're really not. So this genuinely, I've not tidied the offices. I've left them as they are. It's probably a bad thing, to be brutally honest, but I'd rather show you what goes on in the real world and how things really are. And maybe if I do another one of these videos in the future, actually it will give me something to work towards to tidy the place up. So without further ado, let's begin our very basic tour. I am downstairs at the minute where we just have a very small storage area and up to our main office. So what we have down here is a load of rubbish. So we've got some rubbish old computers down here, printers, probably stuff which we're waiting to either recycle or recommission in some way, or simply get rid of completely. Over here we've got a few bits and pieces from the upstairs office. As you can see, a complete and utter mess. I could have tidied all this up, made it look super nice and tell you how that's how it is every day, but this is the real world. And to be honest, we've used it as a dumping ground and we need to clearly tidy all that up. But we've got our tubs of spares. We've got all of that over there is kit out of our office, which we're no longer using, that we've got rid of, spare screens, spare cables, great big keyboard pile. So nothing that exciting, definitely needs tidying up and working on. So we go. Let's wander upstairs. So yeah, this is our home. This is where we operate from. Obviously, different world now. We have most of the team working at home, so it is completely different to how it used to be. I say completely different. It's not that different, but it is different to how it previously was. So I've just wandered into the kind of the main office. This is where we do most of our kind of technical work or workbenching, whatever you want to call it really, along with the staff which do come into the office will operate here as well. So what have we got along here? We've got our kind of workbenching area. As you can see, there's a computer and a laptop, work in progress there. That's spare computer screen, keyboard and mouse, which we hook up to something called a KVM switch, which basically allows you to connect multiple computers to it and just use a single screen board and mouse to flip between them. As we can see, we've got a computer down there. Lots of messy cables, which we really need to tidy up. But like I said, I wanted to show you the real world. A couple of laptops here, I think probably a couple of ours, which we're using to work on a couple of projects for customers. Over this way, what do we have? My funky Ikea Pinboard. Love these things, they're great. Neil's super messy desk, which is a complete state. Not going to spend much time on that because it's just too messy. What have we got? Oh, this is one of these lovely iMac all-in-one units. It's an old one which has completely failed. Neil was trying to bring it back to life just out of interest more than anything. It's not a paid piece of work. It's a machine which was being decommissioned anyway. Neil's going to see if he could bring it back to life, and I understand he's not being able to. So I think the parts in that are going to get recycled or sold or stripped, and that will disappear. Our Draytech router over here for our connectivity into the office. Bunch of spare cables from when we had more desks in here, from when the staff would come in every day, which obviously they no longer do. Pandemic world and all that, working from home, all that jazz. We've got some bits and pieces of our own kit, which we need to unbox and set up. Some phones that we've purchased to upgrade some kit here at the office. A couple of spare laptops, I believe, which we're working on or have finished working on. Small workbench area over here. One of our colleagues' remote access computers over here, which they log into because he uses the lovely Mac kind of stuff at home. Each to their own. We've got our display board, which some of you will have seen on previous videos. If you subscribe to the channel, if you don't, why don't you? Some of you will have seen me talk about the statistics which we display up here. Gives us feedback from our customers, lets us know how much work we've sold, how much work is pending in the system. We get feedback, comments, and we display that on these boards. And we've got another one next door, which I'll show you in a second. Below there's just a kind of little stereo and more storage for cables and bits and pieces. And we've got another hot desk here. Do you like the hat? That's from a night out many years ago, and the hat has remained in the office ever since. Long story, but basically I think we stole some cowboy hats when we was on a night out, and that one made it to the office somehow. But yeah, spare hot desk for anybody else that comes into the office. Like I said, post-pandemic world, and that's kind of a thing of the past now. It's like working from home is the new normal, basically, isn't it? Pros and cons to all that, of course, but out into the hallway, our messy kitchen area, again, which needs tidying up. Like I said, I'm not fluffing things up here, pretending to be something that it's not. But obviously that's our kitchen area where we make teas, coffees, grab something to eat, all that kind of funky stuff. Now, wandering into the office where I work from, and it is a tip at the minute. But like I said, I didn't want to fluff things up and pretend things, are always as pristine. This is the real world. So I spend most of my time over there on that desk. You may have noticed these are standing desks, which we've thrown together ourselves. I've got my lovely 34-inch ultra widescreen monitor, as you can see, which is great. Obviously, Star Wars memorabilia to keep me happy, and also because I'm not allowed to have it at home. We've got a table over here, which should be for us to eat and drink at lunch times and break times. But as you can see, any spare surface in this office, it gets covered with technical bump, which we need to work on. There's also my morning yogurt there as well. But yeah, I mean, again, it shouldn't have anything on. It should be for you to sit and eat and drink at, but it's not. Some spare old chair I'm trying to get rid of on eBay. This is all stuff which we're basically more than likely trying to get rid of. A couple of older printers or failed printers, or stuff we're trying to get out the door in terms of it's non-fully working. Actually, tell a lie, that printer is fully working. In fact, it's almost brand new. It was just a customer requirement which changed, so it's sat there waiting to find a new home. Over here, I have a sofa where I can sit and do some work, put my legs up on that coffee table, which I stole from home. Allows me to just chill out, sit somewhere more comfortable, sit in a bit more of a slightly more creative space without being at my desk all day. Again, going back to what we talked about in the other office, we have another screen up here, which we display our statistics and customer feedback on. The statistics I show up here are different to what goes on the other one because it's more focused around an overview of the team and who's doing what and who solved what. But yeah, I display that there on that big screen there. And then I've just got some storage units here, which again, storing some spare old kit in, but also, again, has some Star Wars memorabilia on to keep me happy because I'm not really allowed to keep it at home, so it comes to work. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of it in this office. This is a real world business with just a couple of offices. Down here, again, this is embarrassing, but I'll share it with you. Pile of old hard drives. I'm not joking. Some of them have been there years. It's old hard drives which have been wiped and stuff, but we like to completely and utterly destroy them, as in they get machine drilled. So they're physically, not repairable. We put them in a pile there, and I'm meant to do something with them every so often, and I'm clearly not, and it's something which needs doing. But yeah, there's always, again, down here as well, old computers waiting to be decommissioned, strips of parts, sold or given to charity, whatever's applicable. So yeah, so there we go. A mini kind of office tour of our very small and humble office. It's a real world business. It's not fully clean and tidy all the time. It's not all glass kind of walls and air-conditioned offices. This is a real-world business, and this is actually how the large majority of SMEs operate, certainly here in the UK. And yeah, I hope that gives some small insight. I think I'll do another one of these in a month or two again, and let's see if I've made any progress on tidying up and sorting the office out a little bit better than it is now. But that's genuinely, 100% genuine, what it is like right here today. Whatever the date is, late in March in 2022. So there we go. If this video has been useful or enjoyable in any way, shape or form, please do smash that like button. It really helps us grow our channel. Please do that. Please do subscribe, as I've already mentioned. Please do comment or ask questions, and I do try and review the comments as often as I can and get back to people. And all the links are down below to connect in with me on the likes of LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram. So that's been me, Gavin, from a little bit of a messy Lucid Computer Solutions. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.